Hello and welcome to this new docu-series on my channel where I'm going to be documenting and sharing with you my journey of scaling a SaaS to $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. And I'm going to show you the lessons that I'm learning along the way, the ways I'm trying to get there so that you can get a better picture of what it actually is, what it takes to scale a SaaS, what it takes to build a SaaS that actually makes profit. And this is going to be your proof that you can actually scale any SaaS to $10,000 a month if it's a great idea and if you manage to build a great product, all right? Okay, so here are some basic facts about a SaaS. There are two co-founders, me and my brother David. We are co-founders. You probably know David from YouTube as well. He's doing pretty similar stuff to me. And we have one full-time developer at this moment that is a full stack that is working on it. The backstory to the tool is that we started with this idea all the way in September 2023, but up until now we are at, I think, $900 in monthly recurring revenue. The main reason is that we have not been successfully able to develop the product yet, and I thought that now it's perfect time to start documenting it because there's going to be a lot of progress happening, and that's why I decided to make this series. So first of all, I wanted to give you a brief recap of what is the SaaS, what's the history of the SaaS, what's some of the experiences I had, what some of the lessons that I've learned. And I think this is going to be a very valuable video for anyone maybe looking to start a SaaS or just having the idea of potential one day maybe starting a SaaS of your own. So here's the history. Back in 2023, I think in around August, we started using a outreach tool on Twitter because at that time we were doing a outreach done for you appointment setting for marketing agencies and some other service providers, and we got onto Twitter and found this pretty good outreach tool that was there back in the day, and we started using it with David. But after a while we wanted to have a white label solution of that tool because we wanted to sell it to our clients, but we wanted better margins on it, right? And that's when the first idea came that we can develop something like this on our own and then sell it for our prices and gain the best profit out of it. But back then we had no idea what it takes to build a SaaS, so we just hired a full stack developer that was supposed to code it for us in like a week or 2 weeks. And the story goes the way that he actually, I think, coded it in about 2 weeks, but it was a very poor product at that time. We spent like 1 day on the wireframing, 1 day on the design itself, so it was very limited. And that's the first lesson that we learned, is that you must build a solid foundations if you want to build a great product, because you need to build a great product in this business if you are building a SaaS, because basically you're asking people a question every single month. Is this worth it, this amount of dollars to you this month, right? You're constantly asking them. It's not like they make one-time payment and they pay all of to you. They are constantly being asked at the beginning of every single month if this tool is worth it to them. So you need to make a great product if you want to eliminate a lot of the churn and if you really want to build something that's sustainable. So instead of aiming for these short-term goals, you should aim for the long-term goals, all right? You should have the vision of where this tool is going to go, where the SaaS is going to go, and then build towards it, not focus on the revenue in the beginning stages. And that's exactly what we did. We focused on the revenue. We just thought that we could publish some quick SaaS that would just do all of the core features that we wanted, and we could sell it for more than our competitors, right? But the reality hit us pretty early, and we signed a couple of clients. We launched the MVP of it, but most of them decided to discontinue with the service because it was just super unreliable. We were getting so many errors to the point where the tool was basically unusable. And this was maybe back in October. And so after that, we decided to get another crack at it. We started developing the tool more. We hired a designer that designed the tool. Again, we didn't invest a lot of time into it. We just thought it was a problem with the core functionalities, and we didn't really see it as a problem with the entire product itself. So back to the drawing board, did the design in like a week maybe, but same result, because we didn't build a solid foundation. And This is why I'm making this video, and this is why I'm going to be making this series, is that I will try to share with you the lessons that we are forced to learn. And we lost about 6 months on this, right? 6 months of potential earning out of the SaaS just on not building on solid foundations. So please take this lesson, really build solid foundations, and this comes with everything. You first gotta learn the fundamentals, and then on top of that, you can build up. You can build up these great features that you have in mind, right? But you cannot do it without the core thing, and this is usually the core design, the core wireframe, and the core functionality of the SaaS. So firstly, you should focus on getting the main ideas on the drawing board, even the continuous ideas that you are planning to develop later down the road, but have them somewhere, and then develop a wireframe of just the MVP version of the product, but knowing that you will later down the road plug these additional features into that tool, right? So that means it needs to be prepared for you in the tool that you can then later down the road add these features on. And that's exactly what we didn't have, right? And this cost us a lot, and the product just wasn't good, and it wasn't like even as good for the people to even use it, all right? And that was the biggest issue with it. So then we figured, well, what if we just focus more on the design, on the wireframing, on this part of the product, and see if that impacts it? And this is exactly where we are. This is the stage where we are in. We just spent a lot of time on the wireframing, on the ideation part, and really thinking, where are we going to go with this tool? And then from this point, once we build a solid foundation, we can take off. Currently, the tool is at a point where it's usable. It is essentially doing the core features that we wanted it to do, but it's still not as great as would want it to be, right? There are still better competitors in the market, maybe not for the same price, but we just want to have this higher standard, and that's why we are completely revamping the whole thing. And that's where I think you should start, just like really building a solid product. And even in the beginning, for us, the goal in the beginning was to just get product market fit, see if people are even buying it, and then we funded the development of that tool to continue to progress with it. Now, what I would recommend to you maybe is to consider if you would want to do a MVP version of the tool in platforms like some no-code tools that you can do really quickly, and you can just put up some product and test it out, see if people seem to like it, see if people seem to engage with it, and then invest a lot of time into it. Because the worst thing is when you build a great product but nobody cares about it, nobody uses it, right? Then it's a waste of time. This is one thing that we did right, is that we already have a lot of attention on social media, and so we've like got a lot of people to know about it, and a lot of people tried it, a lot of people bought it, even when the product wasn't ideal, because they already trusted us, right? But now it's our time to deliver on our promises and actually build a fantastic product. And this is exactly why I'm documenting this, so that you know what it really takes. And for me, I'm still in the process of figuring this out, but I'm starting to realize that building a great product, that's a never-ending process, right? You always need to iterate, you always need to improve the product, listen to customer feedback. You always need to think, what our competitors are doing, can we do it better, can we do it faster, and how can we make the features and the tool more convenient to the user. You should always be thinking, how would the normal user or my ideal user use this feature? Not how my developer will use this feature, how my ideal customer, that's probably non-technical in most cases, will use this tool, right? And then go with the UI, the UX. How will he navigate? Is this good enough for him to use? Is he going to be confused? How do we handle support? All these things are part of building something great, right? So as you probably see right now, it's not as easy. And for us, it was a huge belief breaker that building a SaaS that is successful isn't easy at all. You need to invest a lot of time into it. And we just initially thought it would be just some side hustle for us that would generate income long term. But we just didn't know what amount of work needs to be put in order for it to be at least sort of successful. And that's what I'm trying to tell to you right now. So if you have a SaaS idea, think about it. Think if the idea is great. If you see someone already doing this, and think if you can have some other perspective, because in our cases we knew that our competitor tool is only built by a one-time sole founder that has a technical background, right? So he doesn't know as much about outreach as us, and that's why we knew that we could bring another perspective into this and outcompete them down the line, right? But the biggest problem was the development part. We didn't know what went into the process, how difficult it would be to implement some of those features, and we just didn't know how to tell it to the developer itself, right? This is one thing that I would also recommend to you is if you can like build this with some technical person. So if you're just a marketer, good at marketing, find someone that is good at building product that can actually work on this thing. And if you two mesh together, you're going to be great combo. Because if you're a marketer, have no idea about technical stuff like me and my brother, you will have a really hard time understanding what it really takes to build a product, and you will just not really understand the language that the developer is speaking in, so that you will not know if he's doing a good job or not, right? So this is one of the disadvantages of not being a technical founder, and something that I would really recommend. I also heard a video from Alex Ramosi where he basically said the same thing. He had this software called Alan where he just paid for the development cost, I think like $1.5 million, but then he just couldn't really affect how the tool is going to go, and they were just charging him some absurd fees, and he just didn't have the technical person to let him know what was going on. How could he take steps to alleviate these costs and figure it out? So he decided to sell the company later down the road. And so for someone that is maybe more into marketing side, just find some developer or someone that you see will be invested into this, because in the beginning stages you're probably not going to make a ton of money, right? And so there is most likely not going to be a ton of funding for the people. So you either need can give them equity, you can like the best thing you can do is to sell them on the vision, and this is what we are doing in our employees that are working for us, is that we are selling them into the vision because we believe in the vision as well. And if you're 100% convinced yourself, you can translate it to other people as well. And this is what's moving things, right? It's the belief, it's faith in something, faith in God, right? That's what's moving the world, religion. And so if you make them believe that the product is one day going to be so big that they will get their chunk of the pie, they will get really big chunk of the pie, then they will be really invested into this because they know that they are working towards a better future. And that's, after all, what you wanted to believe. Otherwise, they will just be doing it for the quick cash and not really focusing that much on that. And that's not really what you want to do if you want to build an exceptional product. So again, if you're a marketer, great. Learn how to build a product, have some technical founder ideally that would help you building the product out. You will be part of the ideation process, what the product should be, who is the ICP, how do we market it later down the road, right? That's your part. But now you just need someone to tell you, is it realistic? Can this be implemented? All right, let me implement it, right? So this partnership is just ideal for this type of business, let's say, right? Now, another lesson that I learned is to always be involved in the process, right? Even if you're in the marketing part and don't really understand the technicalities, it's always better if you ask the developer, the people, the person that is coding the whole thing, what is he doing right now? If you don't understand him, just ask him what is he doing. Can he explain it to you in simple words? And if he can, great. You can understand what he's working on and maybe motivate him a little bit more, help him solve some of his problems a little bit more, help him connect with the right person that will solve the problems for him, right? Because in many cases, the developer will not do this on his own. He will just stare at the screen, try to code it, not really ask for any advice. And this can take a long time, and he can even be stuck on many of these things. And the great thing that we did is that we connected our developer with a lot of these guys that helped him out along the way. So when we are developing a Twitter API, we got a great guy that we connected our developer with, they were solving the issues, but you always need to be connected, right? Even when they are communicating, you still want to be initiating the conversation, because like developers, they don't really like talking to each other, right? They think one is better than the other, and you want to step in as the mediator and really initiate the conversation. So guys, what are we talking about? What do we want to solve right now? How is that going? How is that going, right? And you would just want to keep the conversation going, and this way you speed up the entire process, because there's going to be a lot of stalling without your participation on this. So don't think that you're just going to leave the developer side to developer. Be involved, constantly asking every single day, what are the updates? What are we working on? What's the problem? How can we overcome it? Can I connect you to a person that maybe is going to help us? Right? And always be asking these questions on top of finding new ideas to, okay, so what are we really going to sell? What's the core thing that people are going to buy this tool for? Where are they going to find it? How are we going to promote it? What are some of the future ideas? How are we going to take customer feedback? This is your part, right? But at the same time, you always need to be asking the technical person as well. And this is what I learned is, like with every employee, the more you ask them, the more conversations you have with them, the more trust they have in you, the more belief that they have in you, and the more productive they are overall for you. So that's a lesson for leadership as well. And this is what I learned, again, a hard way of not communicating with my developer, him not doing basically anything for like 2 months or 3 months, because he thought everything was done from his side, right? And this is just super frustrating when you think that he was not basically doing anything, but you just didn't know. And it was your fault because you didn't ask him, you didn't tell him what to do. He just thought he was finished, all right? And this is something you constantly need to do, right? Always ask another question, always communicate, always reiterate, and share with them the vision of the project. Where are we heading with this, so that they can find the light at the end of the tunnel? Because in many because in many scenarios, you're not going to see the end of the tunnel. It's going to be hard. Your product is maybe going to suck, and you're going to have a lot of problems. That's what business is about. It's always solving another problem, then arise another problem, from that arise another problem, right? So there are always these problems, and you're sometimes going to have a hard time believing that there is an end to this. And you just need to put the belief in them that there is going to be an end, and that the days are going to get better, that they are going to get paid more, right? And this is how you build great products. So these are my lessons that I learned from these 5 months combined into one video. In the next video, I'm going to try to be more specific, share with you maybe some of the wireframing that I've done, some of the design progress that's going on, some more things that I've learned along the way. And let me know if you like these type of videos in the comment section down below. Any recommendations, anything that I should maybe add in these videos, how can I do this differently so that you can consume it in a better way. But in any case, I'll see you in the episode 2. Bye.